Hello, and welcome back to the Benelux Speedrunners Gathering. Next up is Mannix86 with Mega Man 2. Mannix, take it away.
Thank you very much, someone, and hello again. This is my sixth and final game. Maybe, who knows at this point. This is Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy, and it's very different than the first one I've showed you guys. So let's get right into it here. Time will be as soon as I hit game start here, so on go in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the first stage is Metal Man, which you probably recognize from the iconic Mega Man 2 on the NES. First thing you will notice in this game is the music. It's got an unusual pitch, so to make a long story short, this game was partially built by a different company, so it looks very different than all the other installments. So there's going to be some things that are very different, some are good, some are questionable. The first thing I want to do here is get through these pressures, and one thing that you'll notice here is when I slide, an enemy, if the enemy is nearby, I actually will just slide through them without getting knocked back, so that's the fun speedrun aspect of that one. And you'll notice I have like a little floatiness to my jumps. That's just a Game Boy. Right. Whenever I see ladders, I always cringe. The ladders in this game, you cannot climb them unless you press only up. If you hold a direction left or right like that, you just fall. Okay, here we go. We're coming up to the last segment of this part. So we just gotta kill these enemies. We have good health. We want at least 5 HP going into the boss, so we're fine. And I'll explain a little bit what happens before it does. So Metal Man is first because we're going to do a little glitch. We're basically going to do a series of movements and attacks to trick Metal Man to get stuck into the outer bounds of the walls. Let's check this out. Looks good. There we go. Alright, so now Metal Man is effectively stuck into the wall. And we can just take a free fight. Free is good in speedruns. Alright. And like that, we are done with the first stage, and someone, if there's anything to plug in, now would be a perfect time.
Well, while we have no donations, I'd like to plug a bid that's coming up in a bit. For Murasama, the Demon Blade 20%, you'll be able to choose the difficulty between One Hit Fury or normal difficulty, and I'm very curious to see that run, so if you're interested, maybe it would be a nice idea to donate to that.
Perfect, thank you. And now we have the Metal Blade, which is probably the strongest weapon, much like its NES game. The Metal Blade was very strong, that doesn't change. And this stage is kind of a little bit of a break stage, so there's a couple things like here you want to try to get damage boost in reverse. That did not work. So we see our first instant of Rush Marine. So you don't get to see Rush Marine too many times in many Mega Man games, so hey, why not? It's actually faster to take the upper route if you do everything perfectly by about 2 or 3 seconds. But, it's a marathon, so we will just take the chill route. So you'll see me take a lot of damage boosts in screens because I don't want to deal with the mets. Oops, that was not where I meant to shoot that. I guess I need to fix my shooting radar. Alright, coming up is the Woodman fight. Woodman is also weak to the Metal Blade, so what we're going to try to do is squeeze some blades through the shield. There's some small gaps. Okay, we got one. We only got one. That's okay. It's still a relatively short fight regardless. There we go. That's 2 stages completed. I love this backsplash, or the screen for the weapon get. It's one of my favorite images of any Mega Man weapon gets. Next we're going to air, which has a few difficult segments into it. So we're going to time 5 slides here to end right at the corner here. I'm going to intentionally take some damage into the horns of these tiki enemies, is what they're called. Just so we can safely get through that. That was good. And you'll notice sometimes when I'm sliding at, the stand-up animation doesn't happen. So if you chain your inputs precisely, you'll actually be able to slide faster. Okay, we're going to switch to wood shield here. So we can wait for these birds because they're annoying. You'll see there's some weird graphical stuff that happens sometimes. Game Boy memory gets often corrupted. We got a small weapon drop there, which is really good. That means I can stay on wood shield for this part. We actually got a second one. Oops. Oh, I didn't make the last enemy spawn fast enough there, so I got caught off guard, so I had to do a little backup, but that's okay. Another thing is, once I commit to a slide, I cannot get out of the slide, so there are going to be places where it looks like I should be sliding, but I don't. That's because there's a pit or something dangerous ahead that I cannot avoid. Right? So this should be a really fast fight. The first shot will hold it twice, and then we'll just make sure that our second shot doesn't hit any of the air shots, and just like that, we're done with the air stage. We're already getting to Clash. Also, one thing I wanted to know is the fastest version of this game for speedrunning is actually the PAL version of this game. And if you're familiar with speedrunning, often like the Japanese version is faster due to text and stuff like that. It's quite rare that the PAL version is the fastest. That's an interesting fact about this game. PAL Game Boy still runs at 60. Yes. Now we introduce the use of Rush. Rush will allow us to vertical climb going really fast, so that's perfectly the right thing to have in this stage. You can do some neat stuff like this. And you also want to jump off of Rush, because when you're not on Rush, there's no energy consumed, not confused, pardon me. We'll take a safety health here, and we'll also take an energy tank, which fills your health in full in case of danger. Oop. I kind of like the song here. It's a little like a chill song for a Mega Man. You don't get too many of those. I kind of like that it has a chill vibe. Alright, so we're going to do a couple more jumping segments. Coming up is the Clash boss, but I do want to mention that after the Clash boss, during the next cutscene, there will be some blinking lights, so if you're sensitive to light, please put your shades on and take any precautionary measures. That should be in about 30-40 seconds or so. This is one of the harder fights of the game because this boss doesn't have a primary weakness, which is very rare also for a Mega Man game. So we're going to have to hit it with air shots, which will do 2 damage instead of 1, which is still welcomed. There we go. It's a very scary fight, and you only have 1 ammo extra. Or you have just the exact ammo, pardon me. Alright. Just like that, we're done the first 4 stages. There's a little bit of a cutscene here, so someone, if there's anything to say, this is a good time as well.
Well, I want to mention that if you like Feel Vibes, maybe it's an idea to check out an event very similar to BSG. Namely, this would be UKSG. It's an event usually held in Glasgow, running 4 times a year, supporting prizes as a charity. Currently, of course, they are doing things mostly online like us because of the current situation of the world. But it's a very fun event I would recommend everyone to check out.
Yeah, for sure. This is my first time participating in BSG or anything associated to ESA, and it's been an absolute blast. So thank you everybody who puts this together. Now we're into the second segment, and if you briefly remember from my run of Dr. Wise Revenge, is the Game Boy titles likes to introduce characters and bosses from the edition after, Mega Man 3 in this case. So now we're into the Magnet Man stage, which is a really fun stage. Really shows off the power of the Metal Blade once again. We don't care about these enemies, so we're just gonna slide through them. So this is my favorite track as well of the game, I would say. I'm gonna switch to Rush Jet here because waiting for platforms is slow. We don't want to do that. So I mentioned earlier that we're gonna jump off a rush to consume ammo. In these stages, your ammo doesn't refill after the stage. So we're going to make sure to consume as little as possible. Let's switch back to metal here because we're arriving to the metal fight. We're going to take a little safe way here because we are a little low on health. We're just going to slide underneath that little bullet. And this is one of my favorite fights because we're basically going to follow Magnet around and using multi-directional hits. Okay, well, that was not planned. Okay. Don't get hit. That's what hurts. Okay, we saved it. That was a little dangerous. I wasn't supposed to get hit the first time. So that's why I said I wanted to keep some health. Alright, so now we're headed into Hardman, which doesn't have anything interesting. We're going to use a lot of rush coil to jump around, but it is an easy stage. So someone, please, anything else to say? Now's a great time.
Wait, what are you talking to? Someone?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
I was told someone would be with me.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have to fill in for them. But did you know that BSG also supports small community events? There's events like the Harvest Moon Marathon and the Collecting McGrayathon happening live on our own Twitch channel over at twitch.tv/BSG Marathon. These are very fun, and if you have some time, I think it would be great to check out.
Thank you for that. I certainly will. So we're almost out of the stage already, so it is the shortest stage of the game. It's like the calm before the storm, because the next one is a lot more challenging. I'm going to switch to Magnet here, which is Hardman's weakness. So all we want to do for this fight is get close and intentionally get hit by one of the attacks from their hands, which will only do 1 damage. There we go. We're about 2/3 of the way. Just bear with me a few more minutes. About 8 of them. I would love to see artists color this image. So we said this stage would be challenging, so the primary reason why is we're introducing the hard knuckle, which we just received as a weapon. And the hard knuckle is what breaks this game. So if you shoot the hard knuckle on the exact frame that you're transitioning from one screen to the other, you will actually basically trick the game into thinking you're one screen below where the one we actually see. Okay, I actually missed that one. Let's see if we get one later on. I'm hoping to showcase at least one. Well, we'll show in guaranteed here. If there's a ladder, then you can get to the right area and save it. There we go. So now I'm not really, it doesn't look like I'm jumping where I was supposed to be. Things are off. Yeah, so it makes for funny pictures. I'm going to switch to the wood shield here. We don't use the wood shield too much, but it is a weapon that covers a large box, which is really nice in this area. I knew the jump was wrong the moment I made it. Oops. It's alright. We still have a few lives. Let's try this again. It's actually a somewhat precise jump. There we go. We're going to switch back to hard knuckle, which is top man's weakness. So we need 5 knuckle shots. We'll try to do it before top gets into its spinning animation. There we go. Success. Alright. So now we're headed into Needle. And Needle also has a few of those hard knuckle tricks. First, we're going to do some more Metal Blade action. Needle is the final stage, or the traditional first robots or whatnot. Hey, a free life. So the game knew I died, and it was nice to me. Hey, 2 lives. Why not? It's extremely rare to get one, so to get 2, that's never happened before. You can put that in a moment.
The game knows it's being ran at a marathon.
Exactly. Have mercy on Mannix, please. So we're gonna do a couple more. We're just gonna. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Okay. This must be someone's luck.
Marathon luck is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. I thought the someone pun was really good, but I digress. Alright, so here we're gonna... You can really see how it breaks here. This is the perfect example. So this is the path you're normally supposed to go below the screen. We're gonna take health, and here we're gonna sort of appear on top of the screen, because now we're just in a weird place. So if you like glitches and stuff, this game has a few of it. It's kind of like a... I find it has elements of a perfect speedrun, you know? It's got good moving mechanics. You can go fast. It's not too difficult. There's some neat tricks. It's an easy to learn, hard to optimize game. This is Needleman, so we're going to try to use the top spin. There we go. Needle can do quite a bit of damage, which is why I used one of my safety tanks. Alright. And just like that, we're headed into the final stage. Someone, if there's any last bits to talk about, please.
Well, as we're coming up to the last stage, I'd just like to remind everyone that in two runs from now, Murasama Demon Blade will be coming up, for which there is a bit war for the difficulty going on. You can donate to either playing in normal mode or in hero mode, which is essentially 1 HP, so if you get hit once, you die.
Yeah, I've personally donated to that, so please consider further 1 HP in that run, if I can say it that way.
You can certainly say it that way.
So that was the Quint fight. Quint is one of the Mega Man killers. It's supposed to be Mega Man from the future in the lore. Also, if everybody likes art, you'll like Dr. Wily's taste in this. Shoutouts to the melting clocks. We can rush here because we don't want to wait for spikes. Now we try to do the hard knuckles. Here we go. Oh, we actually got that one. Nice. So I was able to skip going all the way around, and okay, I missed that one, but that's okay. We have a backup right here, so I don't have to do all that S-looking shape. Yeah, so that was quite alright. I'm happy I was able to get at least one of them. You can actually get 3 in a row there to go down really fast. This is our last bit of using Rush Marine. Say bye to Rush Marine. Yeah, Rush sees a ton of usage in this round. which I'm really happy. I like Rush. Here we go. Now there's these giant crushers here. You can slide through them, but they do a massive amount of damage. So we're just going to make sure that we get out of here alive. We're almost at the ending fight already. So Wily has 3 phases, and time will be after the last hit on the 3rd phase. We will use our second E-Tank as safety here. The first phase is, I call it the Raptor phase. I'm not sure, some kind of dinosaur phase. You just want to hit it into the capsule like this. There we go. So now we will switch to everybody's favorite weapon, the Sakugarne, or the Pogo, which you've briefly seen from Quint. We're just gonna jump on Wily's head, because that's fun. Who wouldn't want to jump on Wily's head? There we go. We're already in the 3rd phase. The 3rd phase is the T-Rex phase. So I'm gonna try to do jumps and separate my shots just enough to do 2 shots per jump. Oh, that was too fast. Come on. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job of the double shots. Almost ready. 1, and time. There we go. A little 21, right? 21:16, something like that. I hope you all enjoyed that run. That was Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. Extremely easy run to get into, so if you're interested in learning something in Game Boy but you think it might be too difficult, or all Mega Man games are known to be very difficult to speedrun, this one is actually the perfect introduction to Game Boy speedrunning as well as Mega Man speedrunning. Yeah. Thanks for allowing me to showcase this game. I always love showing the Game Boy and Mega Man. I'm gonna give the seat to someone. They will explain what's next.
Yeah, thank you for all your amazing runs during this marathon, Mannix. It was a pleasure having you on. Next up will be Scooby-Doo Unmasked by Sindark Paddis. We're first going to quickly reset the stream, so sit tight, we'll be back in a moment.
Yep.